She's not this pretty little harmless mermaid princess that came under the tyranny of a man in the name of DDG.
Never have I ever started drama with my boyfriend for no reason.
Put it down.
I've, you know.
Realistically, everything can really be fixed just with like a simple conversation, but far past gone that shit, so you gotta do all this little lame shit, but it is what it is. But I don't want y'all to feel bad for me. I'm cool, trust me. This is just my time where I can just put my head down and just work and set myself and my family up for the future.
Guys, we got some updates today in regards to the DDG Halle Bailey situation, and I guess what was reported yesterday was a degree of fake news, so we're going to go over the update right now. But long story short, the TLDR, DDG was actually approved for a restraining order. Let's go through it. DDG's legal team claims temporary restraining order was in fact granted against Halle Bailey despite recent reports. Now, DDG's attorney is pushing back against reports that his request for the TRO was denied. In a statement shared with XXL, DDG's legal team claims that the court did in fact approve this temporary restraining order. The court granted, hold on, let me see if I can make this a little bit bigger for y'all. The court granted Mr. Granberry a temporary restraining order, TRO, based on the serious allegations set forth within his application. The issuance of this order reflects the court's finding that there is sufficient cause to provide immediate legal protection while the matter proceeds. Now, this comes after multiple publications reported DDG's emergency motion had been denied, along with this attempt to stop Halle from traveling to Italy with their son, citing concerns about her mental stability. Now, I'm going to give a brief applause right here in regards to what it is that this means, because I was confused after seeing all of those text messages, the fact that he was visibly hurt within his pictures. Why him, as the man, would not receive the TRO that he requested. Now, with his request, he also wanted sole custody. We'll get into that in a quick second, as well as he did not want Halle to be able to take their son away over the pond. We'll get into that as well. According to the statement from DDG's attorney, the custody issues remain unresolved and will be addressed at a full hearing. These are highly sensitive matters involving a minor child, and Mr. Granberry remains committed to resolving them through the appropriate legal channels, not in the court of public opinion. Now, for people who still don't believe the W that DDG just received, here's the actual temporary restraining order right here. You'll see in number 1, the protected person is Daryl Dwayne Granberry Jr. and the restrained person is Halle Bailey.
It's just a matter of now at this point, who's gonna do what's in the best interest of the child. You know what I'm saying? I feel that Halle hates DDG more than she loves Halo, which will make her not do what's best for the sake of her son. Halle Bailey is not allowed to come within 200 feet of DDG. She can't text him. She can't call him. She cannot use any kind of emotional or mental manipulation to get anything at all. She is not allowed to use emotional manipulation or anything emotionally abusive to get her way no more. But with that being said, she still has custody of Halo. I do pray to God that they get 50-50. Kids need both parents, you feel me? They need their mama and their daddy. Do what's best for the child at this point, bro.
Now, some people were trying to say that this was fake because if you zoom in on the relationship portion, it says S-girlfriend, ES girlfriend rather. Some people are just like, well, why would it be a typo issue on a document like this without realizing that this is actually estranged girlfriend. They don't use the term ex-girlfriend on these documents. Also important to note that their son is crossed out of other protected people and that this order expires in just a couple of weeks at the date of their first hearing, which is June 24th. So again, custody is not changing whatsoever until that court hearing at the end of June. But DDG absolutely had to do this because he needs something legally filed to demonstrate what we all knew to begin with, that she's not this pretty little harmless mermaid princess that came under the tyranny of a man in the name of DDG, and that he has some verifiable evidence, text messages, pictures of damage onto his body, that in fact she's a complete terror.
Clapback or sit back. I always have to choose clapback.
Now, it still would have reflected better if he filed first. So now the question remains, is this too little, too late? But we're going to find that out in the next couple of weeks. Let's take a look at some of the comments on this in order to determine the public sentiment. Sir, she restrained you first. This means she had no intention of being near you. Cancel. Yours. So again, it has nothing to do with the betterment of the child or the truth coming out. They just want Halle, a woman, to be the winner in this situation.
Never have I ever started drama with my boyfriend for no reason.
Put it down.
I've, you know.
Hell, if she already had one against you, then what was the point? Laugh, 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 laugh. He just wants to feel like he got a victory somewhere. No, clown moron. He is now utilizing fantastic lawyers, shout out to Aiden Ross, to clap back where she is utilizing other lawyers against him. It's not about having a victory somewhere. This man may lose custody of his child. What don't you understand about that?
Crazy, bro. It really, really is disgusting.
There's more right here. DDG wait, let me see.
But I'm glad that he got connected to my lawyers. Oh yeah, this is like the classic, right? I'm sure we've all had a girlfriend where they're like, if you leave me, I'm gonna kill myself. Chat, y'all wanna know the truth? I put DD in a group chat with my lawyers. Shit.
Oh, so this is the reason why all this is coming out.
Man, my boy Daryl, man, you gotta make sure he's a good dude. He's a good human being.
This is why all this is coming out. It makes sense. I ain't gonna lie, Halle Berry, you're cooked. You need Jay-Z to back you up or something.
You know, can I just tell you guys something really quick about something like that? There needs to be a clause in legal where if a woman is trying to put allegations on a man and it gets caught in 4K, it's fake, the girl needs to do the time. Like, it's just, why the fuck is this not a thing?
Now, for the sake of providing value through knowledge, I also wanted to communicate to you guys that there is a key difference. There's key differences between having a protective order versus having a restraining order. So let's just quickly review that as well. Again, he got and she got, they both got protective orders against each other. Now, the purpose, to protect individuals from violence, threats, and harassment. And these are typically utilized in domestic violence and abuse situations, whereas a restraining order, this is usually an action by one party towards another. Now, think of more civil disputes, right? Someone in the workplace, you know, a stranger that you don't know. That's more of a restraining order. Now, the penalties for both are also different as well. So the enforcement for a protective order, now there can be criminal penalties for violations, arrests, jail times, and fines, whereas a restraining order, it's more just fines and other sanctions. Okay, so very different. Know the difference between the two. And also within my update of yesterday, I actually missed these series of texts right here. There was a lot of text. I mean, it was like 70 pages worth of documents that he submitted, but I missed these as well. And I think it's important. If I had gone over these ones yesterday and saw that a TPO was not granted, but anyway, I thought me having your child would prove to you my commitment and loyalty to you, but you went behind my back and now my son will have a broken home. These are the text message back in 2024. Now, mind you, this is at the same time that The Little Mermaid was coming out or about to be released. To think that behind scenes, this is what was happening is absolutely incredible. But you'll see Haley's text right here. I tried so hard. I did everything I could. I love you the best that I could. Again, look at the quick succession of all of these crazy ass texts. And to admit this, that you thought legitimately that having someone's child was going to get him to stop or to calm down or was going to get him to change behavior that you are actively seeing right now is absolutely insane. That has never worked since the beginning of time, not never. And then to go back and now blame him for your son having a broken home when you thought this was going to work is absolutely insane. I mean, this is the weaponization of a womb to try to control a man. And she's admitting it to you right here in 4K. This is effectively a bad bet where you chose to be a single mother, and the inability to deal with your decision is driving you absolutely insane. Any of the ladies, any of the MTRs that are currently watching this, if you think that a child is a surefire way to change how a man moves or to force him into a relationship, you are absolutely bugging. Stop it.
Everybody keeps saying, how come DDG didn't go to the court? How come he didn't say anything? Why is he saying stuff now? Didn't she start this up? Didn't she light the fire and now he's throwing in dynamite and now you guys are upset? Didn't she poke and poke and poke and got what she wanted? She could have handled this like an adult, and she made this bigger than it needed to be. And clearly, DDG wanted to not say nothing because look at the whole thing. Do you think... I would never want everybody to know everything that's happening in my relationship. Not only is it embarrassing, humiliating, now everybody knows. I find it so crazy that you guys are still blaming him. Postpartum this, she's going through this. She literally, when she first found out she had the baby, said that she was going to unalive him and threatened. She's been doing this stuff even before she had postpartum. She's been crazy. Why are we acting as if we don't see that there's women that are like this? I find it so sad that women could support women who do this.
And along with this manipulation, she threatened to go through with an A unless her relationship is restored, using pregnancy as leverage to control DDG. In June 2023, I discovered that the petitioner attempted to terminate the pregnancy without my knowledge or consent, regardless of our prior discussions to parent the child together. And this is what I always talk about in the sense of that the right to choose is only with the mother in the current legal structure. I've had people within my life that child was conceived, they wanted that child to go to term, but then the mother decided, no, I will not allow this to happen. And what was inside of her? All right. On or about June 6, 2023, the petitioner contacted me complaining that she was bleeding and in pain. And in my effort to assist, I contacted her OBGYN and learned that the petitioner, Halle, had attempted to the baby, but failed to take the second pill. Okay. Now, following this discovery, I spoke to the petitioner, Halle, and asked why she would over our child after we had agreed to co-parent together. Halle threatened me by demanding that we reconciled or that she would go through with this was the most troubling of her attempts to coercively control me. After that, that's when he decided to cut ties with her because he no longer wanted to be controlled by this behavior. All right, so now that I laid all the arguments out for you, let's go to the other side of the internet and see what the Halle supporters are saying.
Well, DDG got a restraining order, but his lawyer wanted y'all to know that he did get a protection against Halle, even though Halle got hers first a long time ago. He also produced an audio video of him and Halle getting into it in the car and Halle allegedly hurting him. I'm saying allegedly because I ain't seen that shit. And then Halle, with the quickness, brought up DDG and his brother getting into that damn altercation at DreamCon. I told y'all that shit was coming. Still doesn't change the fact that Halle still has full custody right now of Halo, and he is going out of the country, I think Italy, with her. And the restraining order that she has put on DDG will remain in effect until they sit in front of a judge on June 24th. And that is where the custody battle will start. So all the mudslinging right now, it will all build up at the end. But Halle will not be losing custody of that baby. And DDG is going to have to prove that he can take care of Halo 50% of the time. Not with his mama, not with no assistance, him focusing on that boy 24/7 while he is in his care. And I don't want to hear shit about Halle not being able to do that because she's already been able to prove that she can handle her son and work at the same time. And unlike DDG, her life is scheduled out around her son. DDG's life is up and down, gone, come back, gone, come back. I'ma get him when I can. I want to see him now on demand.
There seems to be a trend with these women. It just seems the more that I listen to them, right? Like, it's like they're trying to figure out any way to discredit, right? Like, how do you know that his life is set up like that now because of the difficulty of getting baby Halo? How do you know?
DDG fans, y'all really out there. At the end of the day, the mother will win. She's had that boy since birth. And when they broke up, who was taking care of him? Who had full-time custody of him? Her. If you really wanted to fight for your son and you thought he was in any type of danger when everything was happening in 2023, 2024, you should have done something then. Now you just look jealous and petty.
Here's the thing. This is why I was actually saying in the beginning that he should have filed earlier for all of this. It seems like, now it is a response. It is as of a response to her filing something on him and wanting full custody, and, him coming back a little bit later and, then filing this as in retaliation, although it's something that he should do at the point that she files first. It would have looked a lot better on this if he was the one to file first. But again, these women will establish that he's being petty and filing back, and they're not understanding that he may lose access to his son. So of course he's going to file back. It's almost as if when they consider fathers within these situations, they don't think of the importance of having a father in his life. And, well, she's been raising him, or she's had him most of the time since birth. So why would that need to change? They don't understand of the value of having men in the household, in the child's life. But it's okay, because they don't need to understand. I just hope that the court understands and that everybody comes through with as much evidence as possible so that a decision can be made with the most amount of information involved. However, within all of that, I think that DDG has done a successful job at eliminating the peachy keen rose-colored glasses view that she created with help of media training with a Disney persona backing it. Yeah, it's not all Disney fun and roses at the end of it, huh? All right, guys, leave me your comments, thoughts, reactions, opinions down in the comment box down below. Do you think that this is a W for DDG? Do you think, I know it's a W. I want to hear how much do you guys think it is a W, all right? Do you think that it's going to impact the June 24th hearing, right? Or do you think that, the man in the situation is going to be disrespected by the judge? Leave me your thoughts down below, and let's get active. Until next time, YouTube. Peace.
She belongs to the street.
Girl, don't hold my hand. You a mattress actress on the OnlyFans. Get your money, girl, but damn, how is that your only plan? What you gonna do when you get too old to strip and dance? Get up out your echo chamber screaming period and yes. You a low down dirty woman if you try to get knocked